Hey guys, my name is Casey Myhaver. I'm 23 years old and I work at a company called WEX in South Portland. I'm from Maine originally. I grew up in the town of Gray and I went to Gray New Gloucester High School. And then I went to college at the University of Maine in Orono, where I got a bachelor's degree in marketing and a concentration in management information systems. And I'm currently pursuing a graduate education in business analytics. So what is WEX? We're a financial technology company that's centered around simplifying the complexities of payments. So you may have a debit card or a credit card or your parents' credit card, and you know when you swipe it at a terminal, you're more or less sending money to a business in order to buy something. But how exactly does that work, right? Companies like WEX will power those transactions to make sure your payment is quick and it's smooth and it's secure. But WEX is actually a business-to-business company, so we offer really similar types of payment solutions for different types of businesses. We have three main lines of business, which are fleet, corporate payments, and health, which are all aimed at solving three very different types of business payment challenges. So the first one I mentioned is fleet, which is where I work. Where we offer credit cards to businesses that have vehicles that they may need to fuel up at gas stations or get maintenance work done on. So say for example, your bathtub breaks and you need to call a plumbing company. Then a plumber will drive over to your house, fix your bathtub, and then will need to fuel up their van or truck in order to keep working. So they can use one of our fleet cards to purchase that gas and then can keep their business moving. So our fleet business is aimed at really any kind of business you can think of that needs vehicles to be successful. The second business I mentioned was corporate payments, where we can provide virtual cards that allow travel businesses to make the payments that they need to make. So say your family books a trip to Florida on a travel website and purchases a hotel room. The travel website will actually pay that hotel using one of WEX's virtual cards, which is like if you could make a credit card number that works only once and then goes away, which makes it a super secure transaction. And then the last business I said WEX works in is healthcare, which can be a bit harder to understand, but essentially we provide software and products to help simplify payments for healthcare. So your parents might have a health savings account through the companies they work for that help them pay for your medical expenses like your doctor's visits. In a lot of cases, these health savings accounts are actually powered by WEX, and the companies that offer them to their employees are our customers. So one of the cool things about WEX is that we operate all over the globe and have offices in London and France, Brazil, Australia, and Singapore, and a bunch of others, but we're actually founded right here in Maine, and our global headquarters is in downtown Portland, which is super cool to have a business this big and this cool right down the road from us. So about me at WEX, I started at WEX in May of 2018, just after I graduated college, as an intern in fleet, like I said, in fleet marketing, and I still work in the same department. And our job as marketers is to reach out to businesses that we think would make good customers of ours and show them the value we can bring to their business using our fleet cards. So ultimately, our goal is to keep WEX's fleet business growing as fast and effectively as we can. And it is growing really fast, which makes working here really fun because there's constantly new kinds of problems to solve. And for me, that's been the biggest motivation in my very early career so far, because it forces me to learn new things and challenges me to be my best and ultimately keep growing as a professional, which should be anyone's first and foremost goal when you start a career, just to have a ton of curiosity and desire to keep learning like that. So who are my mentors and how have they influenced me? I'd say my first and go-to mentors in my life are my parents, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to. My parents were the first people to really show me what it meant to give something my 110%. So to stick to my word and my commitments and see something through until I gave it my very best effort, whether it was homework or the sports I played, and now my career too. It's really easy to say something is good enough when you want to give up or you're really tired with a project, But pushing yourself that extra step is what's really going to allow you to grow and to learn and show others what you're capable of. And that's an important lesson I learned from my parents and something they've helped me keep really focused on as my career began. I also have a couple people at WEX I would consider mentors too, that have a few more years under their belts in the professional world and have seen their careers take all kinds of twists and turns that they never would have anticipated, which for me as a young professional, I find learning from them super valuable, because they help me think about my career and the different directions I could choose to go in completely differently from what I thought in high school and where I thought I'd be in college. So I urge you to find some people that you admire and that you trust, and just be a good listener. Learn the paths they took, build some strong relationships with them that will help you navigate your careers as well. In terms of preparation, it's relationships like those that I think were the most important in preparing me for where I am in my career today. And obviously, my education gave me the skills and the background I needed to succeed, but ultimately life is about building strong relationships, both inside and outside of work. And it's great to walk into a job interview feeling like you're the most qualified person for the job, but it's even better to be focused on developing those relationships with people. Again, being a good listener, asking questions, sharing experiences with people. And that's the skill set that I think will help you propel your career the most. So take advantage of those opportunities the very most. What has surprised me the most in my career path? In high school, I was the math whiz, and that's what people knew about me, that I was really good at math, and that ultimately what made me believe that I was bound to some career as a mathematician or some sort of engineer. But truthfully, that's not really what I wanted to do, and took me some time into college to get away from that expectation of myself and find something else that I really enjoyed, which was marketing, which is something that I never knew I'd be good at, or that it was something that would allow me to keep using some of those mathematical and technical skills. So just the fact that I made the decision to study marketing and that my career began there, I think has been the biggest surprise and challenge, or change rather, to what I expected of myself 5 or 6 years ago. So I guess what I want to leave you guys with is just to stay curious, have an open mind, be a good listener, have a willingness to learn and try new things, and attack everything with your 110%. And if you do that, I think you'll surprise yourself, you'll find meaningful relationships and mentors, and discover some new things that you never thought you'd enjoy, and ultimately be happy and have a fantastic career.